Ready? Welcome back to La Vida Baseball, and it is Friday, and this is the Being Ian. Welcome back to the dungeon, boys.
You guys, welcome. I've been here for a long time.
Well, you live here now, only.
I've been in Lamont a lot.
Well, you should move the way you drive here every day.
Yeah,
you should move here.
I'm golfing more than I usually do, and I'm baseball practice started for the Lamont High School team.
So the Monday through Friday lineup of golfing, people were asking us. We golf Monday through Friday at Cog Hill, 6 a.m. tee time. We usually try to be the first one out there. We're trying to bring a live segment from there. Hopefully, more posts. But we do have something new and exciting. It's called Doing It for the Gram, okay? And shows a little bit about what happened. So the first video of this week doing it for the Gram is Ozzy. I think he's building something for Adela. So the behind the story of this is Ozzy's never built anything, or trying to at least.
Nah, build a family. That's good enough.
Well, building a family is a little bit different than building something that is brought from IKEA.
Let me say something that people actually don't know out there. The Guians are good at paying for stuff, entertaining. Car breaks down or anything around the house. We're not exactly.
No, I'm not.
We're not the handyman type family.
I'll tell you how to do it, or how it should have been done.
You probably start Googling.
But the funny thing about it, now you try to help or to try to start something, and your mom come like
don't do it like that.
She know everything. Like, come on, you never do.
So they show the video on Ozzy and building Adela and Ozzy. I guess it's like brushing your teeth set. I don't even know. You got the video there? So you do. So do you ever do this for your kids?
Nope.
Man, you're building something. This is awesome. This could go really, really good or really, really bad.
It'll take 10 years, but it will be really, really good.
Wow. I mean, I'm 33 years old, and I've never seen my dad build anything or even try to build anything.
You want to hear?
When we were growing up, later on, we had people in the house that they're around there working for us, and they would handle the grunt work.
You know what's funny about that? So we went to Home Depot, and he was in the drill section, and he just wanted to buy one. He just literally wanted to drill stuff. Like he wanted to.
In the country I grew up, they tell you build because you got to do it with your hands. Here in United States,
if that's what you're into, I mean, Home Depot is
like the walls of concrete there is.
Home Depot is heaven for people that actually know what they're doing. The other day, I went to go get a light bulb, and I was like, lost.
Home Depot's not the place for
me or for any of us. But it just goes to show you what grandkids are making my parents do. Things they've never done before.
So the shirt was awesome. The future is Latino.
My mom wakes up now at like 9 a.m.
That's harder.
She usually wakes up around 10:30, 11. You can't even text.
Your mom wake up, or she lives her life like she was working on night sections.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to say the word right now.
She was.
She was sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, and she wake up at 11, 12 in the afternoon.
So the future is Latino, and Ozzy's building something. So it was a good video.
That's how crazy 2020 has been.
You have to share what it looks like. I couldn't give it an A+ because one of the signs Thank God Adela and Ozzy can't read yet. It is backwards. So
I don't have my glasses on this one. Okay. But everything was fixed.
Well, it's a thought.
Hey, this is wrong. You cannot go to turn all of them back and put it back on.
I'm glad that it worked, because if Adela would have got on it, it would have broken. Whoa. The video would have been Evie screaming at Ozzy. So that would have been a video for Doing It for the Gram. The second video of Doing It for the Gram. This past week, Ozzy and I took a U-Haul. And he had to drive a truck to pick up some furniture for the house. So that was quite interesting of Ozzy driving a truck. We've never been in a truck with Ozzy. So if Ozzy needs to be, you need a truck driver, Ozzy is available. So here's the video of Ozzy as a mover. This guy's new job, working for U-Haul. Oh my God, it's so funny.
You know what? I don't know if this Corona and the COVID and there's no sports, are we bored or are we just looking for?
No, wait a minute. Let me tell one thing about driving trucks, bigger trucks. When your mom make the decision, she's going to bring 120,000 boxes to Venezuela. I had to get up at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning to go
as a player.
Go to O'Hara, drop that thing American Airlines. Now they charge you like $100 for
You couldn't do that now. You couldn't do that now.
No, now you guys don't remember that because you guys were sleeping. All your toys, all the stuff you want to take home. You talk about 40 to 50 boxes every year after the season. That one for me was like.
So I did not know that he could drive a truck. Drove it really, really well. We saw a car burning on the highway.
I was worried about it.
So the truck started off a little bit like it started shaking. I said, "Hey, you know how to drive this?"
So if broadcasting doesn't work out or this show doesn't work
truck driving,
you always have truck driving. You have handyman. You can speak to somebody. You can work with wood. You can be a carpenter. You can do anything.
My first time I ever did that. The only time, your grandpa Juan Ramon, he's building something how like I always do, and I'm watching him, and I had a couple beers. I say, Juan,
a couple beans.
I say, Juan, I got more. I say, Juan, can I build something? Okay. It made me build a table. A like little table like this big, like it's a little table. Wow. That table, it was like very
wobbly and bad.
No, it was good. But Juan Ramon keep that table like it was like I built
like a shrine.
Nobody touched this table. Yeah. Nobody then Junior started eating there. Eating there. Now that table, the only thing we still have in Venezuela, nobody can touch is that table I built.
So the last video is one that I am a little bit concerned as a Lamont suburb resident, because he looks like the elf. He looks like Will Ferrell in the movie The Elf. There was a giant Latino elf wandering the streets of Lamont. I think he went to Target. Can we please see the video on this so we can give a commentary?
I did went to Target with that outfit.
So let's see the video of this doing it for the gram.
You really went to the store in that outfit?
I went to Target.
You went to Target?
Yeah, Target. Look.
You definitely match at Target.
I want to look red because Target.
By the way, did any parents? By the way, did the kids say the Grinch is here?
Well, you know what? A lot of things come to mind when I see the outfit, full blown red. He's also it is weird because he's a grown man.
It's his pajamas,
but if you didn't notice, there's a drink that he came back. He comes back, he picks up his drink, he takes a sip out of the drink.
Well, that's a.
I mean,
that was
a tough Target run. Didn't they think you worked there? By the way, the color.
No, I worked.
The color that people use at Target is red.
Show when I was carrying all this back from Target.
Well, I didn't see. By the way, I didn't go.
You went to Target like that?
Yeah, I didn't know that you had gone to the store in your full blown elf pajamas, because I always make fun of them because it's like a onesie that you look like an elf. So you wore this to go to the store. This could be better than you wearing a T-shirt as your mask.
Well, I did both.
You've done both.
Well, but told me that you can go be in the store without mask. I put my shirt off. I put it up here.
And
you show us.
No, I went like this. Look.
There, just like
that. I'm walking like that.
Well, it's smaller than mine. So again, for the people there, if you saw a Latino former manager elf walking, like, hey, isn't that awesome? It was true. He was at Target. And if, again, it doesn't work, he could be a greeter wearing his elf outfit. So that was this week, doing it for the gram. We will, again, keep bringing you the top videos of Instagram and the Bean Gian. But let's get into a little bit more of some serious topics in the world of baseball. So there's no fans in the stands, okay? And everyone had been waiting for the Houston Astros boo. Okay, that's what everyone was worrying and saying, when the Astros come to the Dodgers and when they go here, we're going to have the best boo session. We're going to have a huge boo. But now there are no fans. So does this Astros situation get forgotten? Are the boos held to 2021? Or are we going to see retaliation from players other than just wearing T-shirts like we've seen in the past? Are we going to see action every time the Astros get the field?
I think it's going to be all the above. I think that, I mean, if you follow Twitter's like a 24/7, 365. It never stops. All the fans are saying, not for 1 second you think that we're going to forget what happened. Once we're back in there, 2021, they're gonna let them have it. I mean, people are going to boo. It's going to get rowdy. Hopefully by then, fans are already back in the stadium.
So that's one of the funniest, best things about having AJ Brzezinski be on your team, or a player like that, is how good of the boo.
Yes.
Like Carl Everett back in Boston.
I feel like because obviously now we realize how much we miss
all the tight games and manager in Pittsburgh.
You miss having fans because of those reactions. That's what makes the game great, because you get the pulse of the fans and the passion. So what's going to happen is the Astros, when the fans are allowed to come back in, they're going to get booed for sure. Do I feel like one or two players will take it upon themselves to drill a guy? Absolutely. But you're not allowed to fight or anything.
I don't think they're going to drill anyone. The fans, the boo. I don't think so, because you know what? If Dusty Baker, put it for example, first hitters are Altuve and he get hit. I don't think maybe AJ Hinch don't hit anyone. Dusty Baker will do it. And that's why I think it's going to be a warning, most again, especially when they play the Dodgers, because I don't think it's necessary when Major League Baseball don't punish those guys the way they should. Why players, somebody can get hurt with no reason. If Verlander's pitching and one of the players get hit,
he'll hit somebody.
I guarantee you 2 guys going down.
Well, that's
the way it should be. Now in America,
that's part of the game. And you can't managers can say whatever they want and they're gonna say the right things. But you don't have the ball in your
I'm saying there will be a bench clearing. Yeah. There's going to be a tassel.
You can't play.
No, you can be bench clear because
there's a rule in baseball.
Somebody got to get cold.
No, but I'm saying but there's always been rules there. It happened in Asia. Guys have cleared. You cannot. There's a rule in Major League Baseball that says there cannot be a bench clearing brawl.
Why not?
No, there's always been that rule. You can't fight in baseball. This is not hockey where it says you can fight. Exactly. In baseball, there's no fight. There's a rule.
What he's trying to say is that there's always been a rule.
There's always been a rule.
Okay, you're going to fight. You hit me. And you chase to the mouth. Like, fine.
Hold on. Whatever you want. Hold on. What's the speeding limit?
And what?
55.
55. Have you ever driven over the speeding limit?
All my life.
Okay, thank you. So it's a rule that doesn't have to be implemented all the time.
Oh, the rules in the United States are crazy. Okay, they sell the fastest car in the world.
That's different.
Best highways in the world, and you go 55.
Oh, it's called again.
It's called
the law.
I don't know,
but again, so laws are there for people to. There's always there's laws that are there that they can either happen or not happen because there's safety, and then there's laws out there that it's like well, I can do whatever I want. My punishment is not going to be that hard. If a player wants to get punished for 2 weeks, maybe Major League Baseball, the first player that does drill somebody, and Major League Baseball comes out and says, you're suspended for 3 weeks, people say, you know what? I'm not going to drill them. I'll wait till 12.
Okay, how about that? What? If somebody on my pitching staff had corona, and I want to hit somebody, I said, you're going to be in DL tomorrow. Here, you have the chance. Hit the guy. Just drill them in the hard as you can, and tomorrow we'll put you in corona.
That's a lot of...
You know what? Regardless of any way you want to call it, baseball is baseball.
Yeah.
It's not going to change because there's no fans and there's nothing going on. Within the game, things happen.
I think that's something that's ingrained in the players.
In all of us.
And all of us.
People that play men's league. Baseball is baseball. Do I think the Astros, something's going to happen? Do I think
I don't think it should.
In 60 games, do I think one or two teams are going to get into a scuffle?
I don't think it should.
Well, I think teams are going to get into a scuffle regardless. Just like when you go deep into the segment. Agree to disagree. The next one falls into this. No fans in the stands. Okay?
Hate it.
MLB The Show is going to be the background noise for the stadium.
The video game?
The video game. But
they always try to make money.
Have you played that game?
They always try to make money.
I played that game a lot. No, but here's the part. Do you guys think, because that one's always very positive, like the noise, do you guys think that the noise should have been realistic of having boos, like having like this guy pitch bad, boo.
Yeah, or if a guy can't throw a strike, little Bronx cheer.
Yeah. No, again, so do you guys, that was a funny part of it, but do you guys really think home field advantage has been something that baseball has always fought? And I think that home field advantage is only because you get to hit last. But people are saying that the game, the way that you play the game and not in front of fans changes the way that you play. I cannot say that because I think the most I ever played of maybe is in front of a couple, maybe 100 people, but I never got to play in a game, thank God, in front of that many people because I probably would have passed out. So scared. How is playing in front of fans and not playing in front of fans? Does it make a difference?
I love it. Of course it makes a difference. I love it. When you see 30, 40,000 people there, that means you get your energy, you get higher. It's a funny thing when you go to there, it's 2,000 people in the ballpark. All of a sudden you go to play catch and you only see 2,000 people say, man, we that bad?
So you've done both.
Nobody want to play up?
You've played for,
I'm embarrassed.
I'm saying that you've played specifically for the White Sox.
Like Logan Morrison said, I played for Tampa in the Marlins.
No, but I know, but
I know what it's like.
Okay, but Lomo has not played in those teams when they were good. So you've played for the White Sox when they were not good, and you've played with them and been with them in the World Series. You were with the Marlins when they were not good, and you were with them in the World Series. So you've done both of playing in a team that had no fans and team that had fans. So was playing at home giving you guys an advantage?
I don't think so. I don't think, and this is not a basketball. You know what I mean? Advantage for what? You know, basketball, like
the fans cheering. I'm saying that, like, oh man, we got to play here as visitors.
Well, I think fans, if you playing or managing, coaching, you're part of the team, and you say, okay, 30,000 people, we're going to play better today, we're going to win. It
never crosses as a competitor. It doesn't cross your mind.
No.
Do I feel like you have an advantage? Absolutely. When the Sox play the Cubs, are they more pumped up?
Oh, for sure.
Of course. Why? There's 40,000 people and you're playing your crosstown rival. That happens because everyone is human. There's fans, there's passion.
Some people can get pumped, and some people can
exactly.
Well, I can get scared.
Exactly. So if you're a pitcher, Javier Vasquez comes to mind, and it's like, wow, there's going to be a lot of fans.
Well, they were talking about guys.
There's a little hit. I was talking a lot easier for some guys who just pitch like, hey, there's no fans. They're not going to boo me
during the season. He might do that. No, that's what I'm saying. Though. A lot of younger pitchers have been looking like the development has been better. We throw you Darvish from the Cubs. Guys that are showing that if they pitch with no fans, they just worry about their talent. That's like, I'm in my backyard.
You know why? Because there's not going to be a guy back there. There's not going to be 40,000 people at Wrigley Field booing you when you're throwing 5 straight balls. Fans make a huge difference.
Oh, of course.
So guys that have a little mental struggle, a little bit of a head case, this might help them because, the little butt doesn't get that tight. It's going to be a lot easier for guys to throw strikes.
I know they hear conversations on the radio, like two of broadcasters, Chicago broadcasters, say, whoa, why are broadcasters the game they play right now, the big games or inter-squad game, my first day I feel weird, but the next day I feel comfortable. They're lying. You look down and you don't see nobody in the ballpark. You're like, my God, this is a different thing.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know, this is different. No, I will keep saying to you guys, I know baseball is back. Yes, we do. We all do, especially because I got to make money, man. My wife's paying a lot of money. I got to. We're building houses. We're moving. I have to make money somewhere somehow. Every time daylight changes, every time we got a daylight 2 sizes higher.
Clothes and
by the way, but it's not going to be the same, guys. And hopefully with this experiment or with this, with the thing we work on it, they don't give ideas for next year.
Well, fans are always going to be in the stands, but they will get ideas. But I'm saying, though, so you guys are saying that it does make a difference, either for good or for bad. Fans will make a difference.
Absolutely, because even when your mom, cousin watch you play and you're literally, are you the same when you don't? You're a little bit nervous. You want to show out in front of your parents, girlfriend, wife.
I would
feel that way.
No, I would benefit from no fans.
I wish my wife was here. If you guys was embarrassing when I come to play.
No, because you're not a hitter.
Wait a minute. And you look up and go, wow, Dad, look at my dad hitting 210.
No,
my wife said, this is not my house. Why everybody wearing
listen,
like
you don't know what it's like.
Rodriguez, and everybody wearing why you guys never wear uniform say genius?
When I was playing pro ball and I got called up to, I think it was 8-ball or 8-ball, and first 2 or 3 at bats, I got hits. I'm hitting 1,000. I don't play for like another week and a half. And the guy comes up to me, Nick Capper, he goes, do you want to play today? I was like, yeah, I want to play. I go 0 for 4. The next day I go hit. The average comes up like 420, and it just keeps dropping. It keeps dropping. And Cafe, who's with the Tampa now, he goes, don't play today. It's going to drop more. I said, you know what? So think about it. I mean, we are all human.
I still don't understand why Chris Davis, and I respect it. No, I would have quit.
I'm hitting that. I hit in June, and they put you average in the scoreboard. I come to it, I go, oh my God, I hit my bat. And the umpire called time, and they get you, what's up, Ozzy? I told the people, don't put my average out there. I said, why? I'm making all this money? No. You know what I hit? Now, say, to hit what I want to hit?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
No, but
it's going to be, it is different, and it's just the world that we live in now. Hopefully it doesn't go, into the future, but fans make the game
That's it.
what it is.
It's all about fans.
Fans make the game what it is because I don't know about you guys, but I grew up going to a ballpark, and it's great when you go to a ballpark, you see your mom, you see your dad, you take your little kid, you're eating, your dad's talking like, hey, you're playing. Baseball is baseball, and it's just better. It's better with fans. Everything is better with fans.
My question, I don't have the answer. You never feel embarrassed, like, oh my God.
I'm about to tell you right now, and you keep cutting me off. Okay. Number one, you didn't get paid to hit. And if you ever went up to hit thinking that you got paid for hit, you're an idiot.
I was.
Number one, you never hit 210.
Yeah.
Okay. If you made an error, you made like 3 errors in one game. Oh, you know when I would have been upset? But I was too young. The day you got picked off twice with a hidden ball trick. I'm still embarrassed when they bring that up.
Okay. I have a question. I managed the White Sox. And we're losing, and people calling me names.
It depends on what move you made.
No, like not calling me names like you go back to your country, pick coffee beans, and then
I
go back to the country. I can't believe it.
Which happens?
I can't believe it. We let you in this country. Go give your passport, come back. I want to ask my wife, do you ever feel embarrassed? Like, oh my God, this is like that.
Listen, you don't know that experience because you probably sat in the stands once in your life, but I think I've talked about it before on the show. Fans can get very intense, especially if your team is supposed to do good. So there was years here in Chicago, even in 05, 06, whatever the year was, that fans really can get on guys' case. And there's family around, and people start becoming more personal. And those are the elements that fans bring to the table. It could be very, very positive, or it could be very, very bad. You can have a wife sitting next to a guy that paid his ticket, and he should be allowed to say whatever he wants. The guy insults the player, the wife calls the security, they kick the guy out. All these things come into play. Like if you're doing bad and you're in the right field and there's no one there and there's a guy heckling you, I mean, we've all seen Major League. No. It affects you.
How about Venezuela was the worst?
Venezuela was the worst. But I'm saying, though, if I ever been embarrassed, I still did not understand why you would play Adam Dunn or BA at one point.
Because you know why? Because I was the manager and I had to play him.
So you didn't have to play him. We can go on another segment. You did not have to play him. That was a choice that you made. But again, when you know the game and if there's a move and not a move, I've learned that I don't get mad at fans. Today I tweeted about how old are you as a White Sox fan or a Cubs fan?
Oh, because people I've never been more excited to watch a team.
Exactly, and I'm like, wow, that comments like that. But I have to realize that the way that I view, there's only a couple people, subject matter experts who are my age that can have this conversation. So that brings us to the next topic about. It's been said. So Buster Posey is leaving $7.2 million. Okay, and everyone's talking about
all the
but I'm saying everyone's talking about all the names that are not playing.
I know my mom would be like,
but no one's giving credit.
Playing.
No, but no one's giving credit. A lot of writers are saying cancel the season. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Cancel again. This is where we're gonna get to the point. Everyone's saying cancel the season. Okay, and they're saying let me look at your contract for the people that are saying cancel the season. Do this. Because everyone's talking about the guys that don't need the money. There's a part in your life when you say, I can make a decision based on money, saying, for Buster Posey's like, I'd rather be with my kids. And this is not just COVID. This is also guys that play and retire at 35 and say, wait, how much money am I going to get? $6 million? Not worth it. And they stay home. That's fine. But we have reporters and writers and people talking about cancel the season, do this, it doesn't work, cancel this. When there's a majority of Major League Baseball players need the money to be in the big leagues.
I would say over 80%.
Over 80%. But guys need money. So everyone that's saying out there that to cancel the season, I want to see how they get paid. Are you going to get paid if there's no season?
Okay, and you don't think Clubbies, Brian Ball, the guy that's cooking the food, whoever, those people also make a living. It's not just the players. It's people on TV. It's the guy holding the camera behind the guy on TV. So all these people are getting affected. It's the bars that are going to open the restaurants so people can watch the games in Chicago. This helps the economy. So we don't want any games canceled because this helps everyone that's involved because people are going to go out and spend money. Restaurants are going to make more money. The parking lot people are going to make money. People with the valets are going to make money. So it's not just players. Yeah, it's easy to say you're not going to play. You made over $100 million.
But that's fine, though. They're getting attention, but they're not giving enough attention is what I'm saying. My question is, are the guys that are playing not getting enough attention? For example, Cookie Carrasco is taking the mound, cancer survivor. Anthony Rizzo is playing, cancer survivor. There's a lot of guys that are still playing that are high-risk guys, including managers, and no one's talking about them. Everyone just talks about if someone says, I'm opting out.
Yeah.
But no one's talking about the guys that are opting in. So is baseball only focusing on the negative and everyone on the negative and not on the good stories?
Not just baseball, life.
Why?
Life is about negative. You sell more.
It makes more news.
It makes more news. When you do something, okay, tweet something like, I did that picture. This is the love of my life.
No one cares.
Oh, like people go, too light. She's so cute. If I say something, Trump, I hate Trump, whatever, oh my God, I will have 2 million people like, you, no, I like you. I don't like you. I do. Yeah. The worst thing you say, people love that more. Like I just show this is my family.
It's more.
This is my family. Okay, 2 guys like, oh really?
It's more.
But I say I hate my family. Me too. Look at that guy. That's people love. People love negativity.
It's more controversial, and we're living in a crazy time right now with a lot of negative things going on, and baseball, you'd want it to be all positive. So like you said, kudos and props to everybody that is playing, that is taking a risk and is taking a chance, because this is their livelihood.
But everyone's taking. That's what people don't understand. But everyone's taking a risk.
When we everyone, and this is something that we're going to have to learn how to live with. We're all out there taking a chance in some way or somehow. So you just hope that the season goes by, nothing extremely bad happens.
I say something all the time. I say, if your mom don't kill me,
oh God,
and baseball don't kill me,
that's the top
and my kids don't kill me. Corona, you later, buddy. You ain't gonna kill me.
Top three worst jokes.
But it is true. We just want something for normalcy. So we have a lot of topics. Like look at our next topic that's coming up. Alex Rodriguez.
So I want to say one last thing on this. I think it's an exciting season because when I look at the standings,
good, man.
There's only a 5-game difference between the bottom team and the top team, and these are the books. Okay, Las Vegas is not very wrong very often. So if Las Vegas thinks that this is what it's going to look like, there might be 1 or 2 teams that might go up or 2 teams that drop down. But if they think it's going to be this close, that means it could be a 5-game difference between a playoff team and not. And for 90% of the team, for 90% of baseball, that is a good thing because let's be honest, if you were 90% of baseball, you knew that your team was not going to be in the mix this year. So for both teams in town is amazing. For a lot of teams in town is amazing. But here comes the controversial comment. So A-Rod obviously is dating Jennifer Lopez, which makes him and takes him to another category of famous, okay? He's been doing great things off the field business-wise, and he has entered into a world where now Alex Rodriguez is in the mix of buying a baseball team, okay? A-Rod, though, comes out with a comment, okay, that not only affected, obviously, everybody here opinion-wise, obviously we got, like the word butthurt, mad, but everyone on Twitter, from players, people that former front office guys, everyone coming out and saying, Alex, why would you say this? Now, Alex has recanted his statement and said, that's not what I meant. He basically said that there should be a salary cap in baseball coming from the guy who was the best paid player of his time by like 30%. Twice the best paid player.
Oh, besides twice, the way he did it too. The way he did it is like, first of all, I wish I can curse right now to show Alex exactly what I feel about him in this particular moment. I think this man is very smart on the field since he was 12. Okay? But when you make comment like that and people in baseball know how you make your money, like you went to Major League Baseball in New York and sit there when you was making the progress, go from Texas to New York, you want more money from here, I want to be the best player, and you come up with this idea, say, if I was a player right now, the soon ESPN go to my town and do the game, I will kick your butt. Because that's all respect. Oh, I don't mind, but at least I fight. I have uniform. You have suit and tie. But because you all respect, it's on respecting the players, making the money now. When something is start, you start.
Yeah. So he started He started the first 250 million. So there's certain things that I think
with Boris.
With Boris. Yeah. So there's certain things.
He's the one to start all these great money making to the players.
But there's certain things that there's certain people that cannot talk about certain things. If Pete Rose comes out and starts to talk to me about baseball, about gambling, I would be like, Pete.
I won't listen to him.
No.
Or if Will Smith starts talking to you about relationships.
Exactly. There's certain things out there, or like, or the Astros, AJ Hinch saying, well, cheating, and I'm like, dude, you are caught up in a scandal. So Alex was not only he allowed to make the most money possible, he was suspended. Okay, Alex Rodriguez, no matter how much great he does. You cannot forget that in his career, and we can forgive him for that, was suspended. The biggest suspension in MLB history came to Alex. He was out for a year for breaking the rules. And now this guy no matter how and what he does now in his suits and whatnot, is going to tell any player and have an opinion on how much money a player can make. That's why I'm upset. Alex should have never touched this topic. Alex should never touch the topic about money, the topic about steroids. He should never touch this.
There's a certain thing now with social media that you can have access to X amount of people, and anything A-Rod says or does is going to be seen. So not only is he trying to buy the Mets with a group with J-Lo and other people,
he wouldn't be like Dennis Jeter, bro.
But let's be honest,
that's what he want to do.
He shouldn't. This is, and he said he doesn't want a salary cap, that they misconstrued his words, and he's been in contact with Tony Clark, someone that benefited highly from $275 and $275 million contract. You shouldn't talk about it now because you're out of the game and you're going to hurt those players. Because now, what if Mike Trout wants to make $350 million, but they can't because the salary cap comes out in like a year or two? So you're affecting guys essentially. And Alex, being a former player, he should know better than that. I'm sure. After, he's getting a lot of backlash from his comments, he kind of backtracked and said, hey, I just want the players and the owners to be on the same page. But he's trying to become an owner. So what does he want to do?
But the moral of the story,
he wants to get on the owner's good side.
But I love Alex, okay? So I wanted Alex to be I wanted Alex to be the redemption story. Alex was the best player of his time.
Yes.
Okay, he was. And he was this guy that was supposed to be the best guy. He comes out and he's talking about business and he's so smart. And I'm like, man, Alex has changed. But now making a comment like this, I go back to thinking about Alex in the mirror picture. Remember when he took the picture with the mirror and it was him looking at himself?
Hold on.
No, I think about him when he walked into his house and everybody who went there were talking about there was a picture of him holding a bull by the horns. So I started thinking about this guy whose ego is bigger than life. So I'm thinking like this guy has changed and you haven't changed. Is this all a front? Are you still this big egomaniac that you're going to put yourself in front of the bettering of the league because you want to be an owner? If Alex wants to be an owner, you know what's going to make Alex an owner? Major League Baseball saying you're an owner. That's it. Not comments, not anything. And the fact that he should be worried about he should be worried about his past. The fact that he was suspended from baseball. Now you're going to be an owner? You're going to be implementing rules on being these?
Okay, that's why I criticize baseball.
It's a little.
Alex did what he did wrong in the past. Now Alex is in national TV.
Yeah, because you can forgive.
Baseball.
But you can forgive.
About what he did?
Yeah, because he did his time.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying no. He did his time, and he did that.
Because
but he was playing nice, so he was making no comments.
Okay, if you do something, you murder somebody in any country, then you spend 20 years in jail.
When you get out, you're not.
Then when you get out, people are going to forget you.
Well, that's a little different.
You've paid your debt.
It's the murder in baseball. You paid your dues in the baseball. Okay, if Alex would have came out, okay, and he would have said PEDs are great, it helped me and all that stuff, he wouldn't be on TV. So he reshaped his image to this guy that was positive for the game, and he said, "I shouldn't have done PEDs." He was a positive.
I like Jose Canseco follows me now on Facebook.
That's amazing.
Which is amazing
because Jose Canseco, do not hate the message. Yes, he is weird. He talks about that. Let's go hunt for like the Loch Ness monster and Bigfoot. He's weird. He twitches when he talks.
I can't believe
but he does not lie. And Jose Canseco has been calling A-Rod out for 6 months now, saying, you're a liar, your relationship is fake, you're fake. So when something like this happens and he makes a comment like this, it starts saying, has this guy changed? That's the issue that I have with him.
You know what my issue about Alex, a personal thing? When Jennifer makes him do stupid
that's
things.
Different.
But
that's different. That's a relationship. If I was dating Jennifer Lopez, I would be like, Jennifer, I'll do anything.
My dad doesn't like that.
That's a whole different. That's a whole different thing. That's his relationship. I'm talking about him as a professional. I hope that if he is recanting, I hope that he goes and he talks about and advocates for players, because the part also no one knows about this. Kids Google it. The reason that players make a lot of money.
Carlos Silva's watching us.
Next picture. Carlos. But the reason that players got to make the reason that players get to make a lot of money is when you look at 8 Men Out, and the reason Shoeless Joe Jackson gambled is because these guys were not getting paid. Okay, players would end their season and they would go and start a team and tour the United States. Okay, they would work at car dealerships because there was no money. The collective bargaining agreement. Okay, there was a point less than 40 years ago when teams could tell you, you can't go play for anybody else. I own you. So for you to say, to put a stop on the movement and talking about not knowing the history, a lot of sacrifice was made in the last 50 years of baseball for somebody to come out who benefited from that and saying, well, now you guys can't have that. That's where the danger is. So thank you,
Kurt Flood.
Kurt Flood.
It's funny, the salary cap will come. Very quiet. Nobody going to say, shake hands with the owners and, hey, listen, we don't have enough money. I don't think the money going to be crazy like it is right now. I say, we know where to sign anybody, at least if something happens. They're calling
well, that's called collusion.
Collusion. But then, listen, I know how the money, you know how the money.
Before we jump into the next topic, even if you don't think about it, owners, even though they're wealthier than most people in the world, they're also getting affected by this.
Everyone.
I know
fans.
But there will not be a salary cap. There'll be a market. There will be a market.
I will be salary cap, very quiet salary cap.
Oh, it's called the market. It's called the market because does not ask for what you want.
Say, you know what? Listen, we don't have the money to pay. So Pedro.
By the way, you have a short memory. Do you have a short memory? They said this in '94, and then they signed Albert Bell for like $90-something million. All it takes is one owner.
One or two.
All it takes is one owner to say, I like this player. Go on a gangster move and say, I'm going to sign this guy for Giancarlo Stanton, regardless if you believe if he did it or not. Jeffrey Loria, the guy who owned the team at that time, said this guy is worth this much money. So all it takes is one player to go rogue and go buy it and go to the market.
That's a bad thing about it because one guy make the money and they don't have the money to pay the another guy. That's why they got to be,
So agree to disagree. So again, thank you so much for being here today with us on the Being Gian Live. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. Also catch previous shows on our YouTube channel and on our podcast. So thank you so much, and we will see you guys next Friday on Being Gian. Thank you.
By the way, I only know say that.